right? Hello, everybody. Hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Hello. Give me some love. I would love to see you. If you can heart this so I can see. I think this is right. Right? Do I have to chat it? Mm-hmm. Or how does it work? Wait, see. Pop out. All right. There you go. Is that it?
Yes.
All right. There we are. How is everybody doing? Hello and welcome to our June new moon gathering. So here we are. It was an eclipse today. We are still in Mercury retrograde and it is summer here in the north. So I see people are jumping on. Hello, Priestess Tracy. Hello, beautiful Dawn, Regina. Hello, beautiful Candy. Hello, everybody. So yes, so everyone can hear me and see me okay. We were having a little bit of stuff. That's what I was cracking up when we first started because, that's just our thing, I guess. Hello, Meg. I see you, beautiful. So for those of you who are new, welcome to our monthly new moon gathering. We gather together and we talk about the energies, how to navigate them, things that we may be going through or maybe not going through, or just having a wonderful community. I love doing this every month because it's public, it's live, and we have amazing sisterhood members from the Luxuna Sisterhood that come on, support one another, and also support newbies. So if you're new, welcome. I am High Priestess Shakti of Luxunis and the Luxunis Sisterhood. And welcome to tonight's magic. It has just been phenomenal. Hi, Mark. You made it. I'm so glad you're here, sweetie. So glad. So, yeah. I'm laughing because, it has been, for some people, Mercury retrogrades are amazing. And this is kind of like another side of that they can come out of and just move through the energies and the currents and do their thing. However, for me, it depends. It depends on when the moon, where it hits, like where the Mercury retrograde hits, when we're in. And see, I'm a Gemini, so this, for whatever reason, this Mercury retrograde has been a little bit interesting for me. So how about all of you? Okay. Candy says, I think I'm just getting down off of the rutilated quartz buzz. Oh, yes. Priestess Lena was having an amazing show today, showing off some amazing raw pieces of rutilated quartz. And so that is, I think, one of my new favorites too. So I understand, Candy. That energy is definitely powerful. And you know what? This is what I feel like. You can just totally love a stone and just can't get enough of it. And you really, really need it and you gravitate towards it. And maybe you still like it, but maybe not as much. And maybe it's a new thing. It isn't necessarily, oh, you're just over it. It's because that is where you're vibing, right? Every crystal, every stone, every whatever really has a vibration, and those vibrations we align with, and we either mesh with them because we need them, or they're supportive, or they're working with us, helping us to integrate different things. So yeah, it has been a huge energies across the board. How have you guys been with it? Let me know. Priestess Tracy says that this eclipse has kicked her tuchus. Girlfriend, yes. Okay, so for me personally, like I was talking about, I'll go first. The energies have been very sticky. And when I mean sticky, it just means like, because communication is just a little bit edgy, right? Because of retrograde, it has felt like understandings or the way we define certain words and even the context of them have just been a little bit off. So you may be very well-meaning, but somebody just takes it the wrong way. And you're like, no, that's not what I meant. I really meant this. But because everybody has their own definition for things, right? Even like with anything. And you can tell somebody, gosh, this just really is amazing. And they're like, yeah, it is. Or maybe they don't feel like you do about the amazing. Or maybe they're filling in the gaps and they're saying, oh, defining amazing is like this whole other word or a whole other level, right? And we can define things according to our own personal experiences. So where are you filling in words or meanings that may not necessarily be what that other person is talking about or saying or expressing? So that has been sticky for me, a little bit sticky. I've been concentrating my efforts in trying to be more aware, right? Also, I was having a discussion today with a beloved client, and we were talking about just light and dark and how a lot of people associate dark with more of the negative energies or maybe deep energies that aren't very comfortable or uh, just challenging energies, right? The shadow work, the dark night of the soul. And it's kind of like this whole thing where people can kind of shy away from, well, I don't want it, I'll just love and light, right? And here's my take on it, right? You can see how this resonates with you or not. I feel like to be a balanced person, you have to have those both the synergistic energies, meaning too much light and you can get sunburned, too much dark and you basically can't be out in the light, right? But a balance is needed. How beautifully do you sleep when, have you noticed when it's all dark? I mean, it's dark, so maybe you can't even see your hand in front of you. You know, those times if you've gone camping or just when you have your room completely dark, people put those sleep masks on. And how well do you sleep? So there is a need for rest in the dark energies. There's a need for expansion, you know, in the light energies. They're both necessary. And right now, because of the eclipse, we had a lunar and a solar eclipse is happening. We are navigating into terrain where we may not be aware of how we identify ourselves in certain areas of our lives. So what's coming up for you, how you've been maybe taking offense to certain exchanges, or maybe you've been the one offending. Notice what they've been around. There is always a trail. There's always an energy connection. And so it is our job to be aware, right? And not just go, oh my gosh, that person just took it all out of context, or I'm not driving with this person and normally it's just an amazing thing, or we have fun together, but the last time we had coffee, it just felt off. Everyone's feeling off and everyone's going through something. So where does that sit with you? Yep. So many naps. Okay, that's interesting too. Definitely, naps are important because we get to shift out of the human perspective. And especially if you find yourself being tired lately, it could mean that just being in the human experience can be very weighted. So if you find yourself being very tired too, your soul may just need a break. Just need to go somewhere to planet, X and just have a good time. Naps are so essential. I see you. Yeah. So it's important. It's important just to take a break. So I'm wearing my beautiful snake today, and we have an Alexunis on Instagram. It was beautiful posting from Priestess Tracy. Thank you, beloved. She's been so wonderful navigating the Instagram account for us, and she's this beautiful symbology of a snake, and that's very telling of, and that has just been coming up for me a lot. Snake medicine has been coming up for me a lot. So why I love it is because right now we think that's only during the fall, the winter months that we go through the shedding or doing the deep work, right? But it happens whenever it happens. And for me, I feel like the shedding of the skin, the shedding of all the things, right? Letting go of maybe contexts or parameters that we have set for ourselves, we're ready to outgrow. We're ready to shed those old stories, those old paradigms, those old parameters, and give ourselves permission to grow. Give ourselves permission to move into areas that we didn't think maybe we were comfortable with, or maybe we need to challenge ourselves and move into those areas that may feel a little uncertain, but they're calling us. So why I love the symbology of the snake is because we have the opportunity to shed, to release, to say, you know what, I don't really necessarily know what that is going to hold, but it's calling me. And so I'm going to shed this old story that I can't, or I may not know enough, or it's too risky, right, in an uncertain world to do it, and just go for it. Shed that story. Shed your story. Shed your belief systems. Shed your definitions. So like I was using the example of how you may define a word or a phrase. Shed the way you thought about it, and maybe take on something new. So we all need to apply this in our lives in some way. It's important that we consistently grow. And one area that has been a message that as I was meditating on today for all of you, is that we need to really look at the space that we have been taking up in the world, right? A lot of us maybe are afraid to be seen in certain ways or misunderstood. And so we don't really share certain things about ourselves, or maybe we have this desire, but we're afraid of how it's going to be defined by somebody else once we step into that, on that path, or do that thing, or leave this job, or take this raise, or stay where we're at, or change up our field of studies, whatever it is, right? Give yourself permission to expand and take the room and the space that is inherently divinely yours. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I love seeing the chat. You guys keep chatting. And I want you to set an intention for tonight. So those of you who are live, if you haven't already given it a thumbs up, or if you're watching the re-recording, please give our video a thumbs up so that we can shift the algorithm and be seen more. It's another thing that I'm getting more comfortable with doing, is saying, hey, share, give us some loves. Yes, or accepted in my new skin. Yeah. And that's really interesting because, like, people like to say, oh, this is okay. This is okay for now. It's safe. But really, what's safe right now? Really, at one time in your life, things weren't safe. That whatever it is wasn't safe. It was a risk. It was something that you were like, okay, I feel called to do this, so I'm going to do it. But you didn't have any guarantees it was going to work out. So everything that you've done in your life leading up to this point was a choice, was some sort of risk. It was some sort of decision you had to make to get to where you are. Thank you, everybody. I love the emojis and the hearts and the ducks. So cute. So yeah, I want you to think about tonight, this new moon it's a dark moon. A couple of days from now, it'll be that really powerful gateway into manifesting. I really want you to think about what I just shared with you and how that can apply to your life. Where maybe are your parameters set at such a certain degree that you're not really taking up and filling up the space that you are meant to? Yeah. Oh, I see you, Mark. And I applaud your courage and what you've shared on the chat. And I want you to know that I send my loving intentions that your desire to shift your life will be successful in all the ways that you desire it to be. I'm very proud of you, Mark. Very proud of you. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. So Mugwort Tea, I see that. Ajani, I think I'm saying your name right. If I am, correct me. Maybe phonetically write it in the chat. That's so I can get it right. I don't want to butcher your name. Okay, so set your intentions for not only tonight, unless we're going to do a little exercise, but also for this coming couple of days. And be mindful. Write it down. Simplify it. Keep it with you. Because a lot of us in this healing aspect desire to live our life's purpose, to reach that pinnacle point that we are living our life's work or doing our life's work. You embodying a human composition is part of the life's work, Okay. What you do in the journey is that's the whole thing, right? But you being here and you having the courage to stay, you having the courage to address the weaknesses, looking at them fully and saying, okay, this is where I want to improve, in that raw human state of being, is absolutely the life path and the life work. And understand something. This is something that I tell my beloved clients, and I will share with all of you. You're not just doing the work for yourself, okay? You're doing the work for the world, because we are all connected to that human matrix, right? Kind of like I always use the example of my twins, my grandchildren, my twins. They know things that we are constantly marveling at and going, how do they know that? Like, where do they get that from? They are just wired for this, right? A lot of that, right, the newer generations coming in, is because of all the connection to the matrix, all the downloads or uploads to the matrix, the human experience, that they are, the newer souls coming in have that newer updated navigational system. So when you're doing something, when you're making breakthroughs, when you're giving yourself the courage to do something, when you're moving out of the parameters that you've set for yourself, you are also paving the way for other people to do the same thing. So think about that for a minute and how powerful that is. It's not a personal responsibility. It's just what is. It's just like the way our world works, the way gravitation, the gravitational pull works, the way the polarities of the poles work. Okay. It's just what is. So by you taking the time to be mindful, to taking the time to be aware, to taking the time to awaken to higher states of being, and being personally responsible for whatever is coming up in your life, instead of pointing the fingers, really going, oh, what is going on with me? If you have that challenge or that charge with the job or the neighbor across the street or whatever, understand, where is that a reflection in me? Where am I believing this external something is harmful to me or threatening to me? And ask these questions, right? The mindfulness, right? So I love it, love it, love it. So yes, so set that intention. Take a moment now and close your eyes and breathe into the space that you're now taking up. Where you're sitting, where you're at, whether watching live or recorded. And just be in the space. Set your intention. This time, a year from now, what do you want to see accomplished? Give yourself permission. Don't force it. If you can't see it, feel it. What do you want to feel more? Maybe what do you want to know more? Be aware of what comes up for you. Do you feel any parts that feel resistant to this? It can mean two things: that there's clearing that needs to be done there, a shifting, or maybe something else is calling you that you may not be aware of yet. Breathing in, and just open your eyes and feel the shift that has taken place for what you've set your intentions for. I learned an exercise recently. A lot of us say, I don't have enough time to meditate. I don't have enough time, to do that. I really want to meditate and get into my meditation practice and whatever. And that is hard to do sometimes, right? We get up, we get going, and then we're like, dang it, I didn't get that meditation in. You're doing the morning or at night, you're so tired, you meditate, and then you're like out. And maybe that's part of the work. No judging. I'm just giving you examples. But what I would like for you to do and invite you to do is this new thing that I learned, where you only take 17 seconds. Okay. So for instance, I was gifted this beautiful little pichu. Love it, from a friend. And it's a golden sheen. And I love it because it's about protection. It's about good fortune. So if you know anything about the pichus, So just grab whatever feels good, a stone or a crystal or your favorite amulet, or just hold your hands to your heart, one to your womb. Remember that I told you that womb space, hand to heart, to womb, or to your tummy for if you're a man, for your gut instinct, and hold it there. And just for 17 seconds, visualize something you greatly desire. A shift, a feeling, manifesting a physical something, and do that for 17 seconds. So let's try that right now. I'm going to set the timer. If I can find my on my phone. I'm going to set the timer for 17 seconds, okay? And when we're ready, it's going to go off. So I'll tell you when to start. So get situated right now. If you don't have a stone or anything, don't worry. Just hand to heart, and one to your heart, and one to your womb or your stomach. Okay? You ready? Close your eyes and go. And stop. How fast was that? It was so fast, you probably didn't have time to cancel out the thing you desired, right? It was so fast, you probably, right? Was that fast? Okay, how easy was that? I want to hear in the chat. How easy was that? Oh, wait. So I love, Mark, that you're saying making energy balls, right? But this is so, ooh, body tingles. I love it, Mike. Yes, so this is so fast that you don't have time. How many times have you tried to maybe hold a vision, but sometimes your the other part of your mind, the little inner critic will come in and go, yeah, but, right? Or you'll hear a voice of maybe the echoes of the past or old stories or whatever. 17 seconds is fast enough, but most effective enough so that you can get in and out and do this. So do this daily, okay? And so I want to hear back from you on this. It was fast and it was totally guilt-free. Rayanne, I love you. Yes, okay, so that's the exercise. It's getting in and getting out. 17 seconds, right, amounts to 1 + 7 is 8. That's a powerful infinity number. And it's about infusing your life and starting to think consciously more about what you desire. So 17 seconds, do it daily, fast. And you're like, oh, let me do it. So just get into that mode of what do I really want? Close your eyes, and there you go. All right. So that was the basically the message. And so now I'm going to go into the channeling aspect, and then I will have Priestess Jordan here intuitively call to those who need answers to some questions. If you're new to this, so basically what happens is I'm going to be channeling All Mother One energy, and then after that's done, and I close my eyes usually for that just as it's easier when I go into the question mode part of it. Priestess Jordan will read the feed, and then intuitively one will guide her to whom needs to be chosen for the answers. So you can type your questions in the live feed, and then they'll be answered. Also, even though you're not watching live, for those who don't watch live, you can always post your question in the comment section. And if guided, if it's time, I can always message you with an answer if that feels good too. So, okay. Beloveds, we welcome you today to this amazing, magnificent solar activity. So much is happening right now in the world, and you may feel the gateways and the push and pull. Understand that as you navigate these energies, you will be guided to your certain actions to be taken. All of you are on a journey, as beloved Shakti has said. All of you are part of this human experience. And while you may be having individual experiences or what seem to be individual experiences, understand that they are all part of the great cosmic activity that is now currently activated. What we mean by this is each one of you is cosmically plugged into your original origins. They serve as antennas to guide you, to direct you. And though you may not always feel them, they are consistently always there for you. So as the world shifts and turns and moves, and just as the polar poles in your Earth's energy right now are shifting, you are shifting along with them. The magnetic pools that are shifting and turning, the seasons that are moving, you move with them. You are ascending to higher levels of being. And understand that with this comes the navigation to shift out of old, old, worn out stories. The humans love to speak about stories, times gone by, yesteryears. And we can often, with nostalgia in the human experience, attach there to what once was. What this does, beloveds, is creates a cyclical energy that keeps you in this momentum of what once was instead of what has yet to be. Shift easily out of this by starting to do the exercise in which was introduced to you this evening. Shift into what is to be. And as you do so, so it shall be for you. You move into a new cycle, a new era of thinking, being, and way of navigating the world. Just like cellular regeneration occurs, so does energetic regeneration. You are no longer that which you thought you were. You are so much more. And into this, you must breathe new life. Do not look back. Looking forward is a direction in which you're longing to go. And the way to do this is not to associate with what once was. It is associated with who you know yourself to be. Step into this power. Our beloved avatar used the words of the parameter example, use the words of space. We also would love to include the no space, the point of zero manifestation, the 0 point field. From here, anything is possible and navigation is easily accessible. Humans love to complicate this, and it is not a complicated thing to do. Simply be in it. 17 seconds can shift you. The majority of your life is done in choices that are less than 17 seconds. Think about how powerful it will be once you engage in this new activity. It is our hope and wish and desire for each one of you to remember your origins. Know that this human experience is truly a gift, and you will once see this once your incarnation is fully manifested and realized and actualized. What you leave here is a powerful legacy for others that will follow. It is a sacred promise that you have given to the world just by your living and being here. Remember this, beloveds. As the world is changing, things may feel and seem hard. However, you are part of this sacred promise. And so, even though you may feel the challenge that things are hard, understand that you have made the choice to be here. Be here powerfully. Engage in this momentous time of her Earth's and humanity's realm. It is our desire now to answer any questions as guided intuitively. You may ask them, and we will receive.
Mark is asking how I build more relationships with Hecate. I feel she may have left me.
Beloved Mark, Brother Mark, we reach out to you in love and support. You have undergone a tremendous shift in your life. Here is one thing to remember, and this is for everyone, and that is you are never forgotten or disconnected. The human experience often feels alone. You feel lonely, you feel disconnected. We are conditioned to believe. In order to be connected, we must feel, hear, know with our 5 senses. However, this is not always the case. You were not disconnected from this powerful goddess and powerful being. You are always connected as she has chosen you to be part of her. All you simply need to do is reconnect in the way you feel is necessary. Now this is the conundrum, see, because we use the word reconnect, but there was never a disconnect. But your consciousness believes that there was. So in this case, do what you feel guided to do to bring you back to that state of flow, to connect with her in a continuous way that feels correct and in full resonance with you. Remember, you are powerful. The story that you've allowed yourself to take on may challenge that. And that is where the challenge and the shift in the work is for you. We leave you with our love and our blessing. You are always connected, beloved.
Mike is asking, how do we stay unattached outcomes when manifesting desires?
This is, beloved Mike, a joy to connect with you. Connecting by staying unattached, quite the conundrum, correct? We are conditioned and told that we must stay detached in order for something to manifest. Yet we have a vested interest in what is to be. The best way is to trust. Just like anything else has been in your life and has been, so it shall be, if it is in full alignment and in something you must engage in. So we would encourage you to ask, is this fully in my alignment? Is this resonant with where I'm at? And it's funny because a lot of people like to use the word align. And we believe that beloved Shakti has used the words lining up to what you choose. And so we remind you of this teaching. It is like getting in line in the supermarket where you stand in one line waiting for something. And so it is in your life. Are you in line with what you desire? Staying unattached simply means not over analyzing it, obsessing over it, wondering if there's more you can do or should not do. Simply be in it. Simply expect it and know that it is, because truly it is. Think of in your life what has manifested that you have desired. I am sure you have many, many experiences. Use those as your point of reference, for they shall be again. You are held and divinely loved, Brother Mike.
Candy is asking, why am I having such resistance to the spiritual, mental, and physical healing?
Beloved Candy, it is not the resistance that you have, but in the way that it is being introduced to you. You are a powerful being, a magic, powerful being. And it is to have you to remember how powerful you are with healing. We invite you to look at the way that it has been maybe given to you. There's something about it that doesn't resonate. It is not something that you need to correct. It is something that must be analyzed and understood that there may be another way for you. We see that resistance is merely an indicator of something that feels not resonant within oneself. And we invite you to look at this and to see where the dissonance is, because it is there for a reason. We send you our love. You are divinely held.
Donna's asking, why am I seeing so many interactions as attacks when they are not?
Beloved Dawn, we welcome you. You are safe. And a lot of humans believe right now differently. They believe that one must protect and harbor up defense, that we need to be on guard. And while the world may be changing and shifting, and we are not encouraging neglect to protect one's state of being, the energies that are coming and introducing that you reflect upon yourself are merely indicators of parts of you that are wounded, that need to be addressed. Many carry wounds. Many carry fears of hurt that are from maybe this incarnation or others. But you have the power to shift these things, to see beyond, and to understand that these are merely identifiers. It is not to point blame. It is not to make you feel in fear. It is to empower you to understand that you have the ability to change this. You have the ability to shift this. And what do you choose now, beloved Dawn? What do you choose now? From this moment forward, you can simply choose to no longer view them as threats to you. And it shall be. Remember your power. We leave you with their love and blessing. One more, priestess.
Emily is wondering, how do I move forward?
Beloved Emily, welcome. You move forward by taking the steps, simply moving forward. And yet, I feel within you, there is this risk, this fear of not succeeding, this fear of what if you have it wrong? Again, the conditioning of questioning your self-worth, questioning your intuition. Beloved, you are being guided. There are no guarantees as humans desire to have before they make a choice. But understand every choice that has been made, how have you turned out? Have you regretted any choices? And if you have you self-corrected? This is what is needed, not the fear of making the movement, but self-correcting. If it feels out of alignment, correct it. You have the choice, magnificent being, to choose at any given time to correct that which feels incorrect, what feels dissonant. You have the choice. Feel now, as these words are given to you, the power that resides in you. You may feel dormant. We ask that you allow it to be activated. Activate those parts of you that will give you the surety that you need to move forward, to have the courage and the strength. Right now, things feel very unsettled. The guarantee is that non-movement, you stay where you are. Do you like where you are? If not, move in the direction that feels most resonant. We leave you with our love, all those who have asked questions and all those who have yet to speak their questions. We leave you with love. Thank you for this evening. Thank you for having the courage to be here, to be seen, and to be held. In the love of one, Alrighty. So thank you for allowing me to answer any questions with one. It was interesting because at one point it felt like two different. It was all mother and one. So it was like this jumping. It was the first time that has happened for me. So it was, and my eyes were open at the time. It was interesting because usually I close my eyes. So that was new. See, parameters. Now I guess I can do channeling with my eyes open. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, powerful messages. And I really, who was it that was really dig what was said about correcting, self-correcting. If it doesn't feel like resonant with you, just correct it. Like, right. Like, and as that was being spoken, I saw like, driving, when you're first learning how to drive, when you're first learning how to drive and like you like veer and then usually you have your parent like grab the steering wheel, like move you, or the auto, you usually have like back in the old days, I don't know if they do that anymore, but you have like the two steering wheels and like your instructor will like move you back in line. Think of one and think of your guides and guardians like that. They will move you like, no, this is not right. Or you don't feel like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. So that was really cool. That's what the visual I saw that I'm guided to share with all of you as that was being spoken. So so think we all kind of do that. We all kind of veer a little bit, right? And so the self-correcting, this doesn't feel right. Oh my gosh, if I keep going, there's that, ditch right there, moving back into alignment. So, oh my gosh, I love it. So there you go, right? I ran off. Yeah, I ran off in the cornfield. That's hysterical, Mark. So yeah, so all that happens now is like getting out of there. So what was shown to me, which is kind of cool, like I get this kind of visual when the channeling is happening, is that right now we are in a space of auto-correcting. We are in a space of maybe not, it doesn't feel like auto-correcting, it's more self-corrected, but we are auto-correcting. Our souls are guiding us. And what maybe we were completely out of alignment before, our souls are like, now it's time. Now it's time. And all of us have that separate journey, but it's all connected. So I think that's pretty cool. I love it. I love it. I love it, Rayanne. Thank you. Yeah. And sometimes we're not called to ask a question, but we receive what we need anyways. So I love that with one. So thank you for being here with me this evening and for allowing me to share one energy with all of you, with each of you, through messages, through the channeling, through the exercises. All of it is connected with Beloved All Mother in one. And now, for those who are in the sisterhood, remember that we have Priestess Shamadine who will be doing new moon readings for us. We're so blessed to have that. And for the rest of you, thank you for joining us. And we will see each other again next month. Also, if you have not already, you can always join the Moon Alchemy group on Facebook. Just research Luxinus Moon Alchemy. I believe that's how it is. And you can request to join there. And you can connect with us there as well. I know that Priestess Shamadine does weekly readings there. And I believe that Priestess Tracy is going to be having some fun things up her sleeve for that group as well. So connect and be supported. You are not in this alone. We are all together. So much love to each and every one of you. Have a blessed new moon. Make sure to set those intentions, do your powerful magic, and we will see each other soon. Mwah. So much love.